Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of DTV. I'm Leila Modarres, and I am delighted to bring back Shellye Archambeau, one of Silicon Valley's first Black female CEOs, formerly an executive at IBM and a CEO of a then struggling Silicon Valley startup, which is now MetricStream, a leader in GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Now she currently serves as a Fortune 500 board member and holds seats at Verizon, Nordstrom, Roper Technologies, and Okta. So in her spare time, Shellye has also just recently written a book, Unapologetically Ambitious, which is due to hit the shelves or the virtual shelves these days on October 6th. So lots has been going on, Shellye, since we last spoke. First of all, welcome back to DTV and congratulations on your book.
Oh, thanks, Lynn. It's great to be here. It really is. And I appreciate the congratulations. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, I can imagine. So before we dive into some of the questions on the digital side of things, can you give us a little sneak peek on what Unapologetically Ambitious is all about?
Absolutely. So, full title, Unapologetically Ambitious, Take Risks, Break Barriers, and Create Success on Your Own Terms. And basically, this is a book about how to get what you want out of life, professionally and personally, by
Mm-hmm.
being intentional. It
Mm-hmm.
talks about approaches and strategies, how you can improve your odds to actually succeed, however you define success. I found that there really weren't books out there that shared all of the stuff that goes on. This is hard work
Yeah.
and it's not easy. And we all struggle and we all have challenges. And we have things like imposter syndrome, which I had, and you have bad bosses and you have obstacles. There are all these things, but people don't always share what that was actually like
Mm-hmm.
and what happened and then how they dealt with it and what they did. So I'm trying to, in this book, basically share, listen, as someone who looks like me breaking through in technology, right?
Yeah.
To actually become a CEO and then sit on Fortune 500 boards, et cetera. Um, it didn't happen by accident.
Yeah.
And I want to share with others so they can achieve whatever aspirations they have for themselves.
I guess on the topic of challenges and obstacles, you were CEO of MetricStream. You held senior positions at IBM. You're on the board of major Silicon Valley companies. Being a woman in business is already hard enough. So, what inspired you to go further and enter technology, which is also, more along the lines of making things more difficult?
Absolutely. Well, honestly, it wasn't so much that I was inspired about technology, truth be told. I was focused on an industry that was growing
Mhm.
because I had big aspirations. I wanted to run a company one day. And the best advice that I got or heard was if I choose an industry that's a growth industry, there will
Mhm.
be more opportunities and they'll probably come along faster. Because in industries that are growing, you have companies that are growing. And when
Mhm.
companies are growing, they never have enough resource. So they're always trying to scale their organization. So people that are good and are able to learn and contribute and keep rising, they want to help do that quickly so they can scale their organization.
For some of the folks that are tuning in to just kind of get some advice, if you could travel back in time to the start of your career, what's the one piece of advice that you would give yourself?
Hmm. Make sure people know what you do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when we meet people, right, or engage, they'll say, "What do you do?" And we give them a title. "Oh, I'm a director of operations. I'm the manager of, whatever, professional services, or and we just assume that people know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? They don't. And the reason they don't is it's very rare that a title has the exact same job description from one company to another. So you do yourself a disservice when you actually just give your title
Mm-hmm.
because you're not sharing anything about what skills you have, what experience, what you've actually done. So
Yeah.
instead, if you were to answer the question, "Oh, I'm the director of operations. I'm responsible for customer implementations around the world and I measure it on overall satisfaction and profitability."
Yeah.
Okay, that took 20 seconds, right? Now, anybody leaving that conversation knows not only what my title is, but they know what my responsibility is. And therefore, they can intuit some of the skills that I've got. Why is that important? Because they may know of opportunities that, wow, we need somebody who's has a global experience with customer implementations. They'll think, oh, Shelly's got that. Versus if they walked away with Shelly's, head of operations, they're not going to think of me when that opportunity comes up.
Yeah.
So take advantage of simple questions and make sure that people actually know what you do.
On a different note, you have also been on both sides of the fence, as they say. You have been a CEO on the business side, and also have been a VC or board member on the tech investor side. So, having been on both sides, I'm curious how, from your perspective today, tech companies can be better or do better.
You know, a couple of things. One is to ensure that your board, your investors, at least the key investors,
Hmm.
understand, really understand what your strategy is and that there's alignment on the vision. When there's alignment on the vision, then you can actually agree to a strategy because you're heading to this, you agree on the place that you're heading. So now you can have a strategy. And once you have an agreed to strategy, then putting plans in place, how much you want to spend, what you need to invest, where that it actually becomes easier. The
Yeah.
other thing is having been on all sides, I will tell you, I don't think tech companies invest enough in developing strong management skills.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows up in all the examples of bad behavior. You know, you open up a paper, read the news, whatever it is, and something's happened. Somebody's acted out, somebody's done something, right? And you look at it and think, really? How did this happen or get to this point? And
Mhm.
many times what's transpired is basic good management skills have been overlooked.
When you say development, and I totally agree, is it developing them by training some of the managers in-house, or just bringing in highly seasoned managers to make sure that, they don't have to spend too much time trying to educate
Yeah,
senior leaders on how to manage?
yeah, I think it has to be both because the
Yeah,
companies exist, right? People are
right.
already there. You're not going to swap out your entire leadership team with a different leadership team, right? Or your
Yeah,
managers. As you hire, you should definitely look for those skill sets, but you're
yeah.
going to have to basically train and develop people. And that doesn't mean sending everybody to a 3-month course or something. That's not what I mean.
Mhm.
But there are some very straightforward ways in which you can start to embed good discipline around what it is to be a good manager. It doesn't have to be even formal, but it needs to be discussed and talked about.